What's going on, people? My name is Alam. Welcome to another In Motion Football live stream. Today, we are joining you in the middle of this Niners Seahawks game that looks to be like a pretty shitty game. Doesn't look like the Seahawks showed up today. So, this is not, I cannot say that this is the version of this game that I'd like to watch. I would have hoped that Seattle was in this game or up big, but it is what it is. We got a bunch of things to talk about. This will not be the only thing that damn, where's this coming from? Yeah, this will not be the only thing we talk about today, so we'll find better things to talk about. But yeah, from what I've seen, I haven't been able to keep up with the game too tough. It looks like Seattle didn't show up today. I'm gonna get our scoreboard up regardless. We'll go from there. Purdy on 2nd and 7 scrambles around. I saw some pretty cool stats about quarterback scrambles earlier. Um, Purdy was pretty damn high on that list. I'm just getting us situated here, people, to see your screen. Hell yeah. Well, select window or screen. Yeah. What the hell? I'm experimenting with a different browser. Oh, I should have figured this out before. I bet I'll have to figure this out now. Nah. Oh, this is ass. What the hell? I can't share my screen? Whoa, nah. That's crazy. That is not what the goal was. All right. Stop screen. Okay. Share screen. Select window. That's crazy. Anyways, we will not have a scoreboard for this stream, people. What's going on, Jared? What's going on, Leon? Um, but yeah, we got third down here for the Niners. We're gonna get into the games pretty quickly, people, because fuck else is there to do? Well, we might have to predict the whole season. Wait, I can't do that today. Damn. I have to figure this screen sharing thing out. So basically, people, for those of you who've been watching my streams, you guys have at some point seen my camera lag out and my video just go down. I reached out to StreamYard to talk about the issue, and they told me to try a different browser. So I'm trying out Firefox because that's what they recommended. And Firefox seems to be giving me some troubles. So I might switch over to Chrome in the middle of the stream. I don't know how that would work, but we'll see. But yeah, man, shout out to Jared Brown. Prayers for Florida. Yeah, definitely. Definitely prayers for Florida, man. I think there was some reported losses of life. That's tough. Especially for a situation like this where people get warning and instructions to leave. But of course, that's not so simple for everybody. And then I think they said for the Bucks that there was only cosmetic damage to their facilities, so they're okay to just keep things pushing as normal. Okay. Damn, I'm disappointed. I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna have to figure this out later. I like these old Niners uniforms. Yeah, the throwbacks are clean. It's remarkable how many clean throwbacks there are in the grand scheme of things. A lot of these uniforms, when they tried to get cool, just became worse. Tampa Bay Rays has more damage than the Bucks. Ah, okay. I mean, at least they're not playing. At least that worked out that way. Did I not? I don't think I've seen a Niners game this year because I'm seeing for the first time that Shanahan switched up his look. He's got the longer hair, bit of a longer beard. Purdy misses Debo on second down. So it's 3rd and 11. Man, that's crazy. I had Jake Moody on my fantasy team. And I had to drop him, obviously, because he got hurt. Well, actually, I put him on IR. But little did I know I could have just picked up the backup here because the Niners looks like they're going to be kicking a lot of field goals today. Thoughts on the cut itself? Not many, just that, it makes sense. He wasn't deemed good enough to be a starter, and he's not really somebody who plays special teams. So you really don't have a role for a player like that. NFL rosters aren't big enough to keep backups who don't play special teams. Yeah, fourth down is forced here. And the Niners will kick their 3rd field goal. This kicker will get his 10th point of the game, potentially, if he makes it. Quick little cross screen to use check. We're really trying to protect the quarterback there and just secure the 3 points. I don't even know who the backup kicker is. Well, who picks him up now? Not Tampa Bay because he had issues with the Bucs people. I'm trying to think. He was with Todd Bowles the whole time, so I don't even know if there's an old defensive coordinator somewhere else that could pick him up. That's actually a sticky one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, bro, but I'm sure somebody will do it. But yeah, that's tough. But yeah, so the thoughts on the cutting itself is not that big of a deal. It makes sense. There's no room for him. Where the thoughts, what deserves conversation now is the signing in the first place. Because why did we sign a player that the defensive coordinator seemingly had no use for, or no clearly this linebacker didn't fit whatever he wanted from a linebacker, and that persists with a bunch of our signings. Bryce Huff, edge rusher, he looks to not be a scheme fit in the way we play defense at all. So why did you give $50 million to an edge rusher who doesn't fit with what the defensive coordinator is doing? There's a 3rd player as well. Ooh, who is it? I forget. But there's 3 players on defense that we signed, but we're getting very minimal production from. So it begs the question, what the hell is the point in signing players that the general manager doesn't want or the defensive coordinator doesn't want? Where's the upside there? But yeah, that's where I'm at with Devin White. All right, so the Seahawks get the ball. We'll try to get on the board. 2:27 left in the second quarter. So at halftime, how does this work? At halftime, I'm going to try to switch over to Chrome. So I'm going to leave the stream for a second, and then we'll get into talking about the games this week. Oh, by the way, people, there won't be a Monday Night Football live stream. There'll be a Sunday Night Football live stream. I can't do Monday Night Football because, for those of you who don't know, Monday is Canadian Thanksgiving, so I will be with the family on Monday night. That leaves Sunday night as my only chance to talk about the games. So we're going to do that on Sunday during the Bengals game. But there is a Raptors preseason game before Sunday Night Football. So I'll probably catch Giants-Bengals in the second half, which works out because if the game is shit, then we don't have to subject ourselves to watching the whole game. I'm excited to see how the Texans offense does, and I feel bad for Drake May. Other thing I was going to ask, though, Jared, where are you now, and what are you up to now? Because you are our resident jet setter, and there is a lot of good sports happening, so I was curious. I think you said you were at a baseball game last time we checked in. But yeah, excited to see how the Texans offense does, and I feel bad for Drake May. So, with Nico Collins being out, I'm excited to see what Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs do. Oh, I'm glad you appreciated it, Gail. That's what we do every Tuesday, weekly. This is a good point, a good thing that you brought up here, because the last 2 times I did it, the chat was definitely more active. What happened on Tuesday, though, is I did it later than normal. And I guess I have to get better at communicating these things. I didn't put it out there that it would be late. It was kind of just last minute. So I don't think any of the people that are normally there, they didn't know what was happening. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. It's a lot more fun when there's back and forth with the chat. But that being said, I'm here for a reason. Like, I'll still talk if I have to. But yeah, that's what landscaping every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we sort through the landscape, see who belongs where. I think I feel like the Packers are going to make the playoffs. That's where I put them. But let me know what you think of the categories, because those categories are flexible to me. I just think that that's the only sensible way to put teams into categories right now. But that'll change as the year goes on. But yeah, about this, I'm excited to see what Diggs and Tank Dell are going to do, because what's his name? Nico Collins was leading the league in receiving. You have a dominant receiver in your offense. It's really going to cut opportunities from other players. But I think Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs both have much better performances in them. So I think we could see them play really, really well. That'll be nice to see, because I like both players. Even though Stephon Diggs has been in the news recently for some wild reasons. As for Drake May, yeah, I feel bad for Drake May as well. What a horrible first matchup against D'Amico Ryans. That being said, it gets better after that. I looked at the Patriots schedule. It gets better after that. Oh shit! Jackson Smith and Jigba for 20 yards on second and 7. The Seahawks need a touchdown here to give this game some life. Just had to plug my charger in. Sunday, I'm going to the game. Oh, so you're in Boston then? You're in the New England area? And Mixon is still. Yeah, that's disappointing for my fantasy team. Geno Smith barely evades the pass rusher to get 1 yard there. Oh, okay, so hold on. Jared Brown. I have been to New England for a Patriots game before. I watched the Bills play with my cousin who's a Bills fan. I don't know where you're staying, but I remember we stayed at a hotel that was just down the road from Gillette Stadium, so that we were actually close enough to just walk to the stadium on the day. But we ate a lot of good food while we were there. I remember we found this place that makes lobster mac and cheese. Oh shit, he takes a shot. Oh my god, he took a shot to Metcalf. It was there, but the defender got there at the last second. DK has to do a better job of not making it so obvious that the ball is coming. There's a crackling noise when you speak to, damn, okay. Hold on. You know what? I think it's because I'm doing this from a new browser. I'm gonna switch to Chrome as soon as halftime begins. So I'll be off the stream for a couple minutes, but I'll be back. Damn, this was disappointing. But yeah, basically I reached out, because you guys know when my camera freezes in the middle of streams, I reached out to StreamYard about that and what I could do to change it. And basically when that happens on my end, Google Chrome completely freezes, but I can use the rest of my computer and I can go to, I can use different browsers and access the internet. So it's not an internet problem. It's not it's not an internet problem, and clearly it seems like it's a browser problem if Chrome itself is freezing. So they told me to use a different browser. So I'm trying this with Firefox, and I'm running into a bunch of problems. And I think the crackling noise might be the part of the reason might be the switch, because for the audio settings on Firefox, it says here that reduce microphone background noise is not an option with Firefox, but that works with Chrome. So I think Firefox just sucks. Yeah, that's the hotel. Yeah, that's cool. You got a good spot. I always look at getting a hotel near the stadium as a big win, because parking is expensive. JSN with the great toe tap catch on the sidelines, 34 seconds to go. It does look like Seattle will get some points. But I think they need 7. I don't think 3 points here does much, or does them much good. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over from Firefox to Chrome, because also I can't share. I have issues sharing my screen here as well. Audio issues. It feels like my camera isn't as crisp. Screen sharing issues. Everything's going all wrong. My camera hasn't frozen yet though, so maybe that's a win. Timeout Seattle. They used their second timeout. 28 seconds to go in the second. Yeah, I don't know if you can find the lobster mac and cheese place. All I remember about the place is that they weren't a lobster place, they were a mac and cheese place. But because they're in the Northeast, obviously, you know, in the Northeast, they offer lobster on whatever. There's probably lobster options at the pizza places. You know, they got lobster by the boatload, literally. A tunnel screen to JSN, who had a head of steam, but he ran right into a wall of humans. Spikes the ball after the play out of frustration. Hopefully, you got to be careful with that. You don't want to get a penalty. So where are they at now? They used their last time out, and they're at around the 11-yard line. They don't have much time to waste. I think a sack would be detrimental here. Obviously, keeping it in bounds would be pretty bad. They kind of have to dial up quick plays to the end zone, which I think makes them pretty predictable, which means I think San Francisco should have an easy time here playing defense. Geno Smith throws a jump ball to Noah Fant. It looks like there's going to be pass interference here. So this makes things a lot easier. Nobody's really protesting from the Niners here, so I imagine that he must have held him, but I didn't see it myself. Pass interference, defense number 22. Yeah, look forward to seeing the replay here. Yeah, he holds him pretty good out of his break. You can't do that. Geno drops back, looks left. He actually had Lockett. The throw was just off, or Lockett got out of the break too late. Sometimes the quarterback is used to throwing to a spot on a certain route, and then they throw to that spot like they're supposed to do, but the receiver doesn't get to the spot in time. So it looks like an overthrow, but it's not. So I don't know. It could be that situation. I love these Seahawks uniforms. Yeah, 100%. Again, it's another example of a throwback that you wonder why a team went away from, because they look good. Is this what we're doing? We're throwing jump balls to JSN in the back of the end zone? Oh my God. Horrible idea. Against Lenore, of all people? We're throwing jump balls to slot receivers against physical corners. That's not DK Metcalf. All right, 3rd and goal here. If they don't get this, they have a decision to make. JSN in motion. Geno throws a jump ball. This time to DK Metcalf. Look, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to... Wait, he didn't catch that? I thought he caught that. I thought he got the ball and 2 feet. Throw this challenge flag. Look, you can tell the Niners players, they're not really celebrating because I think they know he made this catch. Okay, ball, 2 feet. Oh, that right foot may have been out of bounds. This is very similar to Patriots Raiders, where the foot is right on the line. It's just a matter of whether he. Yeah, he's out. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, it's Oh, they kicked the field goal. Oh my god, they're gonna go down 13. Okay, guys, I will be back in like literally a minute. I'm just gonna switch from this browser to that browser because this is giving me some problems. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back here like we normally are. Gail, if you're still here, is the crackling sound you were hearing before, is it still there? Because I'm back to doing things the way I normally do now, and I would hope that that issue doesn't persist. If anybody else was hearing the same crackling noise before, wait, King, could you hear it before as well? The audio was worse before? Oh, bet. Okay, so it was Firefox's fault. Man, oh my god, I hate StreamYard for that. They actually played me. Oh, they actually played me. Oh my god. See, so that's what happened. Again, so you guys know how my camera freezes during streams, right? I reached out to StreamYard. I explained to them what happens, and they said try a different browser. If you use Chrome, try Firefox. So I went to switch over to Firefox, and it just works so differently with this website. And it's like it said in the audio settings that there's a remove background noise option that doesn't work with Firefox, but it works with Chrome. That's the whole, like, that's my actually the only thing I care about. You see how this like green screen thing is really not the best? You know, I don't care about that. It's all good. Camera not the greatest. I just want my audio to sound good. Like I want people to hear my voice well. Cuz that's the other thing, like if I think about what I do in terms of streaming during a game, I know people are going to be watching the game, but they're going to be hearing me while they watch the game, and I would hope that that's a good experience for people. So I'm glad that that's gone. What was I going to ask you guys? Oh, I also couldn't share my screen here to set up the scoreboard, which is shit. But we have that set up now. Okay, so we have games to talk about during the week. In terms of this game, it just looks like I feel like I've seen this game so many times before. This era of Seattle and this era of San Francisco, it's gone the same way. Every time these two teams play, it feels. But we'll start off with Browns and Eagles. Typically, I start off with the Eagles game. I think the Eagles are favorites by like 8.5, 9 points. I'm gonna double check that right now. So yeah, the Eagles are favorites by 9.5. Oh, Seattle's definitely getting cooked. They're not built for this matchup. It's been this way for a while now. But yeah, speaking of not being built for a matchup, the Browns are underdogs by 9.5 points. I look at this game for the Eagles like if you don't blow the Browns out, it's a really bad sign. It's a really, really bad sign. The Browns are a mess. Deshaun Watson is playing really bad football. So I was watching an Eagles YouTuber breaking down the game, And he made a comment. He's like, with how bad Watson is playing, he might be a better person than a football player. And I was like, oh my God, that's a crazy joke. Like, I know what he's going for, but what a line. What a line. That's one of the best lines I've heard in a while. But yeah, the Browns look like a complete mess. If we don't make them look like a mess, that's a serious problem. For real, you always know you can rely on Philadelphia sports media to give you good lines. But yeah, we better make the Browns look like a mess. On the Eagles side of things, we're healthy. So again, there's just no excuse. Like, I don't think that there's much depth to talk about with this game. We're 9.5-point favorites. We better cover. We better win by 10 plus. If we don't, oh my God, I will be furious. But that's honestly all I have to say about this game. AJ Brown is back. Devontae Smith is back. Lane Johnson is back. No excuses. I don't care that Myles Garrett's on the field. I don't care. We better win, and big as well, especially coming off the bye week. Jaguars Bears in London. The weekly "Why is Europe getting these games" segment. And I don't necessarily feel that way about Chicago on this side of things, but I feel like with the Jags, I understand why they have to be there because of their owner, but it's a shame that the people in the UK have to watch that team play football. Again, it looks like the Bears have taken some steps forward, so I do think that they should get the win here. They are what? They're favorites by 1 point on a neutral field. But yeah, again, like, I think it took Jacksonville's curse. No, it's Indy's curse in terms of them constantly losing in Jacksonville to get Jacksonville a win. I still think Jacksonville's in a really bad spot, regardless of the fact that their offense looked good against Indy. I think the Bears' defense is much better than Indy's defense. So yeah, I expect the Jaguars' offense to come back down to earth, and I expect the Bears to either look similar to how they've looked in the last couple of weeks, or maybe even continue their steps forward. So yeah, that's my feeling on this one. I got the Bears, but again, just why do we make people watch the Jaguars? And like King says, I'm not watching that shit either. My sleep is too precious, and to be honest, everybody else's sleep should be too precious as well. Next game we got is Buccaneers Saints. So this game is gonna have Spencer Rattler playing quarterback. So I'm taking the Bucs. Yeah, the Bucs also had a bad matchup, or like a bad result, obviously, last week on Thursday Night Football. So you'd imagine that they'd be up for it. It's Rattler's first start against Todd Bowles. Again, Todd Bowles is, despite the fact that Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards last week, Todd Bowles is a good defensive coordinator when it comes to disturbing quarterbacks. So a rookie having to make their first start in a heated rivalry game against Todd Bowles sounds like a horrible, horrible, horrible matchup. No. Hold up. Is this what I'm seeing right? Denver versus New Orleans next Thursday. Bo Nix against Rattler? Why would they do that to us as a people? What did they even think that? Oh, that was supposed to be Sean Payton returning to New Orleans, right? That's why that's a Thursday night game, so that they can sit there and they could do, like, those little 4-minute edited video clips that look like they're from documentaries, where they talk to a bunch of people about Sean Payton and what he did, and show a bunch of old footage, and show probably some clips from the Super Bowl parade in New Orleans, and interview him about going back to New Orleans. And they're probably going to have Drew Brees come on set and talk about it. That's why they did this on a Thursday, so that they could basically just produce a pregame show. Here's my thing, though. Pregame shows are not what we watch. We watch the game. There's a small handful of people who watch the pregame shows. I'm not one of them. I care about the football. So while, again, you might get a good solid 45 minutes of compelling pregame coverage, we are not trying to watch this football game. What else do we have here? So we got Bucs Saints. Yeah, I'm taking the Bucs here. I think, again, it's just a tough spot for a rookie quarterback to make their first start. And the Bucks are going to be motivated after the way last week went. And the Saints just generally are on a decline. What are they? They're 2-3, right? Yeah, they're 2-3. Ever since their blowouts in week 1 and week 2, things have come back down to earth. They've lost generally close games up until Kansas City, but again, you're starting a rookie quarterback against Todd Bowles, so I don't feel good about that matchup. Cardinals, Packers. Just dropped my phone. Let me pick that up because that's what I'm using to look at the odds. Packers are 4.5-point home favorites. I feel like that should be more. I feel like the Packers should be more than 4.5-point home favorites. I think the Cardinals have looked pretty shaky. Actually, no, they beat the Niners last week. But before that, they had the horrible game against the Commanders. And I think the kind of team that the Cardinals are, after beating the Niners, that's like your good game quota satisfied. I feel like after that, they're not supposed to follow it up with another good game. So I think they come back down to earth a little bit. And then from the Packers side of things, again, I don't think Jordan Love has looked like himself the 2 games that he's been back from the injury. I think that the Cardinals defense is a great opportunity for him to look like himself. He's at home now. This is the game that Romeo Doubs is suspended for, right, Gail? This is the game, I think. So yeah, they'll be without 1 receiver, but they have like 5, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I just think this is a good opportunity for them to get back on track offensively, particularly Jordan Love. And yeah, I would take the Packers by 4.5 easily, all day, every day. What's the next one we have here? I think that was for the last game. Okay. So then that just adds even more if Romeo Doubs is back. Colts at Titans. This one is interesting. The Titans are 2.5-point home favorites, and Anthony Richardson is supposed to be back. The Titans are 1-3 off a bye week. Obviously, they started 0-3. They picked up a win against it was the Dolphins with Tyler Huntley, who were playing really bad football. So I feel like the Titans haven't really had a good game of football yet. Band for band in mediocrity. Hey, this matchup is really the battle of mid. If we had to do a watch along for some reason, that's what I would put up there. I'd put up battle of mid. No, sorry, I just saw something for a second that distracted me. But Colts Titans, I think with Anthony Richardson coming back, it's weird though with Indy. Which quarterback is better for them as a team? I think it might be Joe Flacco. I just have a hard time with the Titans being 2.5-point favorites at home. Like home field advantage is supposed to give you a 3-point like advantage in the spread. So if a team is favored at home by less than 3 points, that means Vegas is acknowledging that the other team is better. The Titans are off a bye week though, and Anthony Richardson is back, and that quietly could be worse for the offense. I'm still gonna go Colts though. I think the Colts had a bad loss last week. I think they bounced back. The Titans quarterback situation is just too scary to me. Is Will Levis playing? Thing is I don't even think it matters. Like I think regardless, they're in a bad spot. I just cannot pick the Titans quarterback situation. Like I cannot pick them while they have that quarterback situation. So I'm going Colts. Next matchup we got going on is Houston. I think it's Houston Patriots. Yep. So Houston against the Patriots. Houston are 6.5-point road favorites. I think that was more until the Drake May news. I'm definitely I'm going over on the Will Levis memes this week. Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I'm going what? Over 2.5 turnovers? Definitely over 2.5 turnovers. You know what we need to see? We need to see him go up against Carson Wentz one day. That would be a sensational matchup. Do they play the Chiefs? I hope they play the Chiefs in Week 18. Houston should at least cover. Yeah, I think they should definitely cover. Also, because if you think about New England's defense, they haven't looked like New England's defense in a minute. So they haven't really looked like New England's defense probably since week 2. They actually just haven't even looked like the same team since week 2. Like, you give up 24 to the Jets offense that's struggled since then. You gave up 30 to the Niners, even though they're the Niners. They weren't a healthy Niners, and 30 is still 30. And then you gave up 15 to Tyler Huntley's Dolphins. It's Tyler Huntley's Dolphins. So, yeah, I don't think the Patriots defense has looked as solid since week 2. So I'm definitely going Houston with this one. Yes, they're missing Mixon. Yes, they're missing who else? Nico Collins. But I still think they have enough. That's the position they've put themselves in. If they have Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, and Dalton Schultz, that should be enough to score points, especially with a quarterback like CJ Stroud. So yeah, I like Houston covering with that one. And we got football back, so I will hold off until the next game, until the next break. But we got Commanders Ravens coming up next. If they could beat Buffalo, they should handle New England. This is very much true. This is very much true. Also, did you guys see Josh Allen take that hit? Like, he was definitely concussed in that game. That was bad that they let him continue playing. Handoff to, I think that's Garendo. Yep. Handoff to Garendo. So is this thing with Christian McCaffrey, this is the most vicious example of the Madden curse ever? Because I think it is. Purdy looks right, throws it into the dirt, and there's a flag on the play. But it looked like he threw into triple coverage. I have a hard time. If somebody interfered in triple coverage, they have to get cut immediately. They do not deserve a job if they're interfering in triple coverage. In triple coverage, you should even actually slightly take yourself out of position to try to bait the quarterback into throwing it. Oh, that's definitely a penalty. Also, the defender showed up after the throw, so it wasn't necessarily triple coverage, but yeah, he messed up there, number 22. Purdy drops back, steps up, throws a looping ball into Kittle, who proves to be pretty hard to tackle, picks up about 30 yards on that play. And yeah, this game's oh, I'm actually ahead of you. Oh, actually, that's something I was going to talk about. So, sometimes with live streams, right? The way YouTube works is it'll bump you like a couple seconds behind where you could be, so that if there's any issues with the stream, you almost have like a little bit of loaded video to hold you over. My thing is for you guys that watch this, when you make the live stream as live as it could possibly be, how far behind am I from like your normal broadcast? Like the broadcast that you're watching right now? Because I imagine I'm probably like a play behind, because unfortunately, like, there's no such thing as an actually like live stream. All live streams are probably like 10 seconds behind at least. But I imagine that people are like a play behind, because I watch a lot of live streams like this for when I watch soccer, like European football. But whenever I do that, because I watch those games on a computer, I usually pause my stream that I'm watching the game on to sync it up with the live stream that I'm watching, and then like I line it up. You're usually a play ahead of me. Oh, I'm a play ahead of you. Damn. That's why Garendo's running hard. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. As long as I'm not too far behind. You know what's crazy? Once I was watching a Raptors preseason game, and because it's a preseason game, I couldn't get a proper stream. So I found a stream online for that game, which was like 8 minutes behind. So I'm out here doing a watch along, and at some point, somebody in the chat is like, "Dude, you're 8 minutes behind the game," and I was like, "What?" That's so like aggressively bad. So then I had to find something more caught up. So Gail, you're watching this game, not watching. Well, you're following this game like it's radio. Remember, I sometimes think about back in the day, people watching games, watching. Why do I keep saying watching? That's how just drilled in it is to watch a game. But people used to listen to games on the radio. And I guess just have to imagine what's going on based on what the person's telling you. So that's kind of how you're keeping up with this. So that's a cool experience for you. But the Niners are in 2nd and 4 at the Seahawks 11. The Seattle is on the ropes here. This run goes for nothing. So I guess for people who aren't watching the game but are listening to this, what they can pick up pretty clearly is that, like, if I'm not talking about the game for a stretch of time, it's because nothing really is going on. So it's probably better for whatever ramble I'm going on. Like, that's probably more entertaining than me just saying like, "Oh, Brock Purdy just checked down to the running back for 2 yards. He just handed it off for 5 yards. The Seahawks just got a sack," right? Like, that's probably not as interesting as just whatever babble me in the chat come up with. This game is Jover. This game is Jover, says King. And just as he says that, I look up on my screen and see that George Kittle scored a touchdown. So yeah, I can say with absolute certainty that we are going to finish these game recaps and then we're going to predict the season, because this is rough. This is rough, people. This is not looking like it's enjoyable football. We're actually going to get right into it. Commanders at Ravens. Wait, hold on. They're reviewing the touchdown. It's definitely a touchdown. So it's going to be 23-29ers. If you had the Seahawks defense in fantasy for some reason, I feel bad for you. If you have any Seahawks players offensively in fantasy, they might pick up a bunch of garbage time yardage. But yeah, we'll talk about Commanders Ravens. So, couple tests I think are gonna happen when the Commanders have the ball. Obviously, can the Commanders play offense against the Ravens defense? That one's pretty straightforward. You already know what I'm getting at when I say that. However, I also think it's a test the other way, because if you watched the playoff landscaping stream, the not so interactive live stream, I talked about with the Ravens defense that they haven't quite looked like the way people think they are. You know, they have a reputation for being really good. They were really good last year and the back half of the year before. We kind of just take things for granted sometimes when a team is good for so long. But they lost their defensive coordinator, and they gave the job to a really young guy, Zachary Orr, who retired from football because of injuries, who ultimately is, I think, younger than one of the players on the team. So they have a super inexperienced defensive coordinator who I'm sure is learning the ropes. And because of that, I think they're not quite the defense they're supposed to be. They got gashed last week against the Bengals. And yes, the Bengals have talented players, but the Bengals have, with those talented players, have not been succeeding offensively too much. Giving up as many points as they did to them is rough. Again, the Ravens defense looked how they're supposed to look against Buffalo. But against the Cowboys, the second half when the Cowboys were coming back into that game, that's not really what you typically associate with the Ravens defense. Obviously, giving up 26 points to the Raiders, not ideal. So I actually think this is Jaden Daniels is going to be a great test for Zachary Orr. So it's funny, is like that's even to me. I think we're going to learn a lot about a lot when the Commanders have the ball in this game. As for when it's the other side of the game, they won because McPherson shanked the kick. And he shanked it because the holder dropped the hold, right? So these games really come down to fine margins. But wait. Oh, there's Black Friday football. Sorry, why did that catch me by surprise the way it did? Yeah, Raiders Chiefs is going to be great on Black Friday. Okay. What did I get caught in the middle saying? Oh yeah, when it's the other side of that game, when the Ravens have the ball. Oh shit. D. Eskridge. I think the Seahawks are gonna run a kickback. Yes, a kickoff touchdown. Guys, this isn't D. Eskridge. I did that twice now. That's LaVisca Chenault running a kickoff back. I think this is the second kick return touchdown of the year, which is 2 more than last year. Hell yeah. It's back to being a 13-point game. Let's see if the Seahawks defense can do anything. Yes, a kickoff TD in 2024. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? But yeah, that was nice. I'm glad I wasn't looking away from the screen when that happened. You don't see kickoff returns that much anymore. More fantasy points for Myers. I'm starting the Seahawks kicker in a fantasy matchup this week. But yeah. Okay, so right, when the Ravens have the ball, like I've been trying to say, I think that the Commanders defense is going to have a hard time with the Ravens offense. I think the Ravens offense has really caught a stride, and I actually do think they could even get better. I think the Commanders have obviously Dan Quinn, who's good at organizing a defense, but I do think they have personnel issues. And I do think at some point they could get exposed, or they will get exposed this year. And I think this could be the first week where it happens. So I don't think I'm going to learn a whole lot when the Ravens have the ball. I think it's just going to be more confirmation of stuff I already know. But when the Commanders have the ball, I do think that, I'll get to learn either something about Jaden Daniels or Zachary or both. So that's where we're going to leave that game. The next game we have queued up is Chargers at Broncos. Yuck. Chargers 3-point road favorites. I think the Broncos are on too hot of a hot streak, right? Okay, yeah. The Broncos are 3-2. Do the Broncos belong at 4-2? Absolutely not. I actually think I'm picking the Chargers solely based on that factor. I think solely because the Broncos cannot be a 4-2 football team, I have to pick the Chargers. And especially because if the Broncos win, they'll be 4-2, and then the Chargers will be 2-3. No way. Have to give that one to the Broncos. And also, if you've heard what I've said about the Broncos for the last 2 streams, my take on the Broncos is I don't think that they're a particularly good team, but I do think that they're a competent team now. And I think that if you show up like playing like a mess, or if you show up looking like a mess, the Broncos will beat you. That being said, the Chargers are a better competent team. Like the Chargers are not going to show up and beat themselves. They're not going to be stupid. They're not going to look like a mess. The Chargers will show up, play football, and they'll just beat the Broncos. Denver being better than Cincinnati is going to be insane and funny as hell. It really is. Cincinnati's having a horrible time. Oh, by the way, when we get to that game, we're going to have fun with that game. I can tell me and King are going to have a good time with that game. Steelers Raiders is the next one. This has to be a bounce back. I think the Steelers had a really hot first 3 weeks, kind of stumbled against Indy, and then had a horrible showing against Dallas. I think that the Raiders, they're going to beat the Raiders. I feel very good about that. It shouldn't be close. The Raiders are actually a mess. They have so much stuff going on. They're starting Aiden O'Connell, who they decided that they needed to get an upgrade from. or they needed to upgrade him. They got Gardner Minshew as an upgrade. He was not good enough to last 6 weeks, so he got benched for this game. I think the Raiders are a complete mess, and the Steelers should, what are they favorites by? Steelers are favorites by 3. I think they'll win by 7 or more. Yes, this is true, King. I actually think that these are very true words. If we don't win over the spread, something is wrong and we're cooked. I thoroughly endorse that chat. Falcons at Panthers. All right, we got Purdy, play action. Seahawks pass rushers get home, but Ayuk fights back towards the ball to get a catch. There is a flag in the backfield, though, so this one's going back. Holding on the offense takes back a big play. Okay, Falcons at Panthers. We're not, we have a policy at this platform that we don't talk about Panthers games in depth. There's really no need to. The Panthers are the Panthers. And as for the Falcons, they've gone up against better teams and played okay football at the very minimum. So they should go up against Carolina and win by 2 scores. Actually, I'd say they should win by double digits. I mean, double digits is only inherently 1 point more than two scores, because 8 points is 1 score. So the lowest level of 2 scores is 9. So when I go from 2 scores to double digits, I'm only upping it by 1. You know what? I think they should win by 2 touchdowns. Let's say that. They should win by 14 or more. But yeah. This would actually be a big stack game for Perk Thuggins. I'll never forget that. That stream was amazing because I got Perk Thuggins and I got Spying Baker Mayfield from that stream. That might be my favorite emotional football live stream ever. I learned so much. Big Kirko. Yeah, no, Big Kirko, man. The Falcons should have their actual we've arrived game. Because again, every game that they've been a part of has been a 1-score game. They should show up and beat Carolina by 3 scores and be like, you know what, we're really here. Lions Cowboys, I feel like is probably game of the week. I do think the Lions will win this game. One, because I think they're going to want to avenge what happened against Dallas last year. They lost because of a crazy penalty last year with the illegal formation or the trick play that got canceled against that got canceled because the offensive lineman couldn't catch the ball, but then he actually was supposed to be able to catch the ball. That situation, right? So I think they're going to want to avenge that. And also, I just think they're the better team. And I think, for what it's worth, Dallas's injuries has to catch up to them at some point. I thought they would catch up against Pittsburgh. I was wrong. I think it has to happen this week. They don't have pass rushers. Detroit is probably going to punish them for it the way Pittsburgh didn't. I don't know if they're going to have their weapons. But that being said, yeah, I just think that Dallas got to take this L. And then for Detroit, they're favorites by 3 on the road. That would push them to 4-1, knock the Cowboys down to 3-3. If the Cowboys win, they would be 4-2, and the Lions would be 3-2. That's not supposed to happen. So I think the Lions get revenge for last year. And then we have the game that I'm very interested in talking about, which is Bengals at Giants. So when I've had opportunities to talk about the Giants, what I've said is that I kind of look at them like NFC Broncos this year. I do think that they have actually shown since week 1 that they are not as bad as last year. I actually think that they're a competent football team. I don't think that they've had embarrassing games so far since week 1. And the argument could be made that getting blown out by the Vikings is not an embarrassment, considering that it's week 1 and it's the Vikings. But if you look at their games, right, after losing to the Vikings by 22, the Giants lost by 3 to the Commanders, who are proving to be a good competitive team. They then beat the Browns. Well, The Browns are bad, but but they beat them. Like, you're supposed to win those games. They then lost to the Cowboys by 5, a Cowboys team that we learned afterwards was capable of going to Pittsburgh and playing a good game. Like, I thought that game was a shit game, but in hindsight, when you think about the fact that Dallas isn't completely cooked, that's a respectable game. And then they went and beat Seattle in Seattle, right? They won that game by 9 points. The Niners currently are up 13 points. I actually think that the Giants are a competent team, and they show up and they don't play horrible ball. And again, what I said about Denver was, I think if you show up and you look like a mess against Denver, they're going to beat you. I feel the same way about the Giants. I think Seattle showed up and looked like a mess and they lost. Cleveland just inherently is a mess, so they lost. Cincinnati is probably the messiest football team. They are just a team that will beat themselves, even if, they're better than you. They have obviously a really talented quarterback, really talented receivers, but their offensive line could just mess a game up out of nowhere. Their defense, it keeps losing players, and they haven't been good in the first place. Like, ever since they lost Jesse Bates and DJ Reader, not the same defense. They lost Dax Hill to an ACL tear last week. As is, they didn't play good against Baltimore. Their defense just keeps looking more and more disastrous. I actually think that the Giants have a chance in this game. The Bengals are favorites by 3 on the road. I'm taking the Giants against the spread, guaranteed. I really want to take them outright. My problem is I just don't think that they beat Seattle and then Cincinnati in back-to-back weeks to go 3-3. I think that's too much of a stretch. So I if I had to pick something, I would pick Bengals by 1. But I actually really don't think that this is a given that Cincinnati gets this game. And I just wanted to put that out there, people. But that's how I feel. And we will be tapping into that game probably second quarter onwards. So we'll get to watch that hot take / prediction, how that ages live. But yeah, I would not rule out the Giants here. And then the last game of the week, Bills at Jets. The first game for the Jets after firing Robert Saleh. I think it's the Bills off a 2-game losing streak. They've lost to Buffalo and Houston back-to-back. So I think the reason this will be a great game is you have two very deeply motivated teams. The Bills have lost 2 games in a row, 2 bad losses against fellow contenders. What? Yo, Geno Smith is trying to throw picks, man. I hate this game so much. And then the Jets, have they also lost 2 in a row? Yeah, both teams heading into this game on 2-win losing streak. What the hell is a 2-win losing streak? What the man? That might be the worst thing I've ever said. The 2-game losing streak. So yeah, I think this will be a great game just because of how hard both teams will be playing. It should have playoff-like intensity in week 6. That being said, Josh Allen might be concussed, man. I keep saying this. Oh my God, Tyler Lockett. When this game was on the brink of falling apart, Tyler Lockett got a 35-yard reception, and that's why I love him. Very slept on receiver. Bills need to put belt to ass. When you say need, are you talking about your own personal interest, or are you talking about like that's what you expect of them, and if they fail, then they like fall short of your expectations? Because I think this will be a close game regardless of who wins. I think oddly enough, there's some similarities between these teams. I think I'm taking the Jets, but basically when I say similarities, I think both teams have a shortage of weapons. Oh no. Noah Fant rolled right up on Jake Bobo's ankles. That's a sprained ankle if I've ever seen one. Poor Bobo. Oh, okay. This is your personal interest. Oh yeah. If the Jets lose, their local media is going to literally fall apart. 2-4 Jets without a coach, man. That would actually send their media into frenzy. They fire Robert and lose at home to the Bills without Allen. Oh, hold on. Without Allen. Allen's not playing? I'm trying to see that right now. Josh Allen's playing, right? But yeah, I think both teams have a lack of weapons. The Bills basically have Josh Allen and James Cook. The Jets basically have Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall. So you're talking about two teams that don't have a lot of weapons, but I think the big difference is the Jets have a better defense. Now their defense has been underperforming this year, but they still have more than Buffalo has. So like it's just like the edge in this game is that Josh Allen is better than Aaron Rodgers, and the Jets defense is better than the Bills defense. So well, again, we'll see which factor prevails, whether Josh Allen or the Jets defense prevails. But what is the spread here? Bills 2.5-point road favorites. You know what it is, bro? But bro, the the Bills get cooked differently. The Bills get cooked differently. But I do think the argument could be made that like the difference between Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers is greater than the difference between the Bills and the Jets defense. I think that would be a fair thing to say. Which maybe that means you lean towards the Bills here. You know what? Screw it. I'm going Bills. I think Josh Allen gets it done. After going 9 for 30, I think he's got to figure it out. It has to happen. So the Seahawks are driving. By the reigning MVP and Offensive Rookie of the Year, not by Aaron Rodgers. Oh, this is true. 100%. 100%. But still, man, I think Sean McDermott's defense the last 2 years, super disappointing. Let me look at the points against. So the Jets defense has given up 85 points. The Bills defense has given up 106. Handoff to Kenneth Walker. Up the middle. And the Seahawks have made this a game again. I don't think I can predict a season in a quarter. So we're just going to have to watch this game. 13 plays, 94 yards for Seattle. Hell of a drive. Yeah, after that kick return has changed this game. The momentum swung completely. But yeah, when I look at the Jets defense, they've given up 23 points against the Vikings, which is cool. You gave up 10 points to the Broncos, which, to be honest, it's okay. 10 points to the Broncos is okay. They gave up 3 points to the Patriots. That's solid. They gave up 17 points to the Titans, which is cool. And then they gave up again. They got banged on by San Francisco in week 1. So I think week 1 aside, the Jets defenses look like decent, but we'll see how they hold up. Obviously, this will be the best test, I think, by far, because the Jets defense, for what it's worth, has really not played anybody except for Minnesota after week 1. So they'll get tested for sure. But yeah, I'll go Bills in that one. I think times where both teams are motivated and the motivation is the same, you probably just go for the more elite talent. And yeah, Josh Allen is the best player in that game. So I'm going to go with him. But yeah, that's it for the game previews. We've previewed every game for week 6. We're just gonna watch this football game from this point onwards. Normally, when the game is bad, we predict the entire season on a season predictor. I don't think I can do that in a quarter, and this game has gone back to a 6-point game. So we're just gonna watch this game and enjoy the game. Shout out to the 8 people watching live right now. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. 2 very important forms of engagement for the growth of a YouTube channel. So if you want to help me do my thing and go on and go further in this YouTube space, that's your way of doing so, man. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, we have this live stream today. We're going to have a Sunday Night Football live stream for Giants Bengals, where we will also recap all the outcomes from Sunday. We have our playoff landscaping every Tuesday. And then what did King say? King said that Broncos Saints is the matchup next week. Ooh, we are not doing a Thursday Night Football live stream next week. Under no circumstances are we doing Broncos Saints. My God. Okay. What's the Sunday Night Football game? Jets Steelers is the Sunday night game. Nah, you know what? We can watch that. That's okay. Ravens Buccaneers for Monday Night Football the day after. That's solid. We'll definitely be doing that one. Oh, for sure. Definitely. Because last time we did the Steelers game, which was the first time since you've been here, you weren't here. So we're finally going to get the Steelers game while you're here, which is dope. Oh, man. Week 7. You guys know what the London game is? It's Patriots Jaguars. My goodness. Deebo Samuel takes a shot on the kick return. Jake Bobo, who I thought had a bad ankle sprain, does not have a bad ankle sprain, as he's good enough to smack the shit out of Deebo Samuel. Actually, though, the NFL acts like they want to expand to Europe. It doesn't look like it, my guys. It really doesn't look like it. At least there's no Europe game after that. I'm trying to see what the next Europe game is. Oh, Giants, Panthers, and Germany. My God. The consistency is astounding. Yeah, it's the Germany game. Panthers, Giants. So 2nd and 10 for the Niners. The momentum in this game has completely swung. A 3 and out here would be huge. And a Seahawks comeback here would be just sensational stuff. Oh, wow, use check. Oh, wow. He really delivered a shot to the linebacker trying to tackle him. But when you guys catch the replay of this play, watch the way Seattle is rushing the passer here. They're playing Purdy to keep him in the pocket here. Like, the kind of scrambler Purdy is, he's obviously going to take advantage of big lanes you open up when you rush the passer without discipline. Here, it looks like Seattle, they're actually making a point to make sure that they don't escape, like they don't create any lanes for Purdy. So they weren't even necessarily trying to tackle him. They were just trying to keep him in the pocket. They don't do the same here on 3rd down. They heat Purdy up. They force a short throw to Jennings, and Julian Love makes a great tackle before the sticks. So a 3 and out for San Francisco is going to end the 3rd quarter. We're going to go to we're going to get this punt probably first play of the 4th quarter. So Seattle goes into the 4th quarter down 6, but with all the momentum in the world, it is going to be a very Very important for Seattle to take advantage of this momentum and keep it going in this fourth quarter. If they go 3-and-out for this first drive, I'll be very disappointed. What are the prices for the international games? Great thing to give me to do on stream here. So, Jaguars, what the hell? Oh, my caps lock is on. Jaguars, Bears, tickets. Where's the is there no Ticketmaster link for this? Okay, let's see what StubHub is saying. Okay, let's look for these tickets. So the cheapest ticket in the house is £143, which is I think probably like 250 American US. So that's probably standard for a pricier NFL ticket. There's going to be some cities where it's not so bad, but that's about right. However, the big gap that I'm seeing, actually, never mind. That's not a big gap at all. I'm trying to see what the most expensive ticket in the house is. The most expensive ticket is £1,000, which I would think is about 1,700 US. So yeah, tickets are between 250 and 1,700, which I would say is about run of the mill for NFL. Like that's run of the mill for Philadelphia for sure. Like a team like the Panthers, you can probably get a cheaper ticket, but I'm sure it's expensive in Chicago too. Most expensive in Germany is 17K. Because so you know what it is, King? I don't know if you know this or anybody else in the chat, but basically when the games in Europe, they're actually really like games for Europe because it's not just local Germans or local English people that watch those games. All the NFL fans in Europe generally will travel to those cities to watch the games. So apparently, like when you go to the games in London, you're going to see a lot of Irish people because there was a time when they had NFL Europe where there was efforts made to spread the game in Ireland, and it's actually more successful than some of the other places. Same with Germany, by the way. So there's like gonna be like you're gonna see a lot of people from random European countries congregate in wherever city that is to watch the game. And for them, like it's not even necessarily about the teams. Like they're just the fact that they get to see an NFL game being played, that's good enough for them. So like you'll see a Chiefs fan in a Chiefs jersey at a Bears Jaguars game, because they're just there to see the NFL and support their team while they're there. If they call fair catch interference here, that would be sensational. That would be sensational. Add 15 more yards. What did they call here? I found one for 115. Is it 115 your currency like USD or 115 euros? USD, okay. That's really good. That's a steal. So the Seahawks start at their own 18. First and 10. There's some refereeing issues, as always. There's a challenge here? Oh no, are they challenging that this is a fumble? Oh no. Who recovered the ball? Oh my god. If this is Niners ball, this Watchalong just went to shit again. No. So it's a clear recovery for the Niners. So if it hit the Seattle guy on his way down, then it's a fumble. And it's the same thing that happened to the Eagles against the Bucks. An Eagles player shoved a Bucks player into the punt returner. And then obviously there was a fumble because he couldn't catch the ball because he got hit. And then the other team caught it, and it was terrible. But yeah, this replay is going to be a backbreaker for this game if they give the ball to San Francisco. I didn't see what happened. Did anybody see like definitively whether he touched it or not? Yeah, I couldn't tell if he touched it either. Oh, thank God. It's Seahawks ball. Thank God. We still have a game, people. He's so lucky that on the way up it didn't touch him. And on the way down. He's just so lucky. Oh, are they showing that it did touch him? Yeah, okay. As you know, I'm oh yeah, it definitely touched the Seahawks guy. Oh man, the Niners are going to be mad. A draw play to Charbonneau, who I was actually just about to criticize him for not going north south, but he put a move on somebody and got the yards. He got the first down anyways. I thought he should have just physically ran just straight at the defenders, but he did a good job there. Put a move on a guy, picked up the needed yards. The Seahawks did not go 3-and-out, so that's good. Play action fake. It looks like there's a pocket. It looks like he was looking for a screenplay to Noah Fant. He just has to dirt the ball there. And I don't know what they're going to call here. It looks like it's against Seattle, the way they're complaining. Are they going to... if they call like a holding or an illegal contact by taking down the screener, I think that'd be amazing. Ineligible man downfield. Oh, come on. So the ineligible man was downfield, and then the eligible man was on his ass. What a disaster of a play. Oh, Bosa read it perfectly. Blew the play up completely. Second and 10. Handoff to Charbonneau, who sees no yards. So after a good draw play, Seattle's offense is completely stagnated. The screenplay was completely messed up. This handoff here had no hope. So San Fran's defense has stood tall for 2 plays now. Seattle goes hurry up into third down. They get to the line of scrimmage in formation with about 25 seconds to go on the play clock. Geno Smith is studying this defense. Put somebody in motion. Geno Smith. Oh, come on. Throws it away. Well, that was brutal. That was brutal. 3 really shaky plays. It looks like Nick Bosa just took over this game. He made the tackle at the line of scrimmage on second down. He got to Geno Smith on third down here to force a throwaway. He stood in front of the tight end for the screen there. So Nick Bosa by himself just ended this drive. An elite player doing elite things. And then I think they what? Oh, okay. Uh yeah, it looks like Seattle got good field position off that punt, but shit, they need another 3 and out. They got to get the ball back with some momentum because that was ugly. Hopefully, the offensive coordinator can draw something up to deal with Nick Bosa on this next drive because that was ugly. um, let me look at some stats here. So Purdy's got 212, 15 for 23 passing. The Niners running backs have really came through. 17 rushes for 97 yards. So that's really good. But overall, it doesn't even look like San Fran has run that many offensive plays. Let's see. They have, well, actually, they have like 23 rushes, 23 passes. So really balanced for them. Seahawks, on the other hand, cannot seem to run the ball at all. 19 rushes for 52 yards. The pressure is on Geno to perform, and 189 yards under pressure is not enough. So the Seahawks offense didn't show up. Niners defense has done well. And the Seattle offense is just coasted. Just a solid performance, but definitely helps when your defense is shutting shit down. Remember, the Seahawks or the Niners defense has only given up 10 points. The special teams gave up 7. Oh shit, that's an illegal formation. Like fuck, this play's coming back. The 2 tight ends went in motion into each other as the ball was snapped. What a mess. So what is that? That's a 5-yard penalty, right? First and 15. So this is oh. Okay. First and 15. Big chance here for this defense. Purdy finds Juszczyk for about 12. It looks like Juszczyk just kind of he looked like he was the check down, but then he ran infield a little bit, and the Niners defense wasn't really accounting for him. So he probably had more space than he should have had. But let's see what happened here. So it's a zone defense. And yeah, just a bad zone there because Juszczyk should not be that open. Big up, Joel. Really rough game to watch as a Niners hater. But LaVisca Chenault breathe life into this game. Yeah, I think that works. But yeah, it looked dead. It looked completely dead. And then LaVisca Chenault, of all people, ran a kickoff back to the house in 2024. And now hopefully Seattle gets off the field and gets the ball back to the offense. But yeah, we need Seattle to pull through. For sure, man. He's an Eagles fan as well. We are always enthusiastically hate watching San Francisco. That beef is real. It's fuck that team. You know what it is though, bro? It didn't even start with that. It started the NFC Championship game. Just the way they just whined and bitched about everything for so long. They got the league to change a rule to make an emergency third quarterback, and just the way they talked about everything. The beef started then. And then obviously it got worse last year. But nah, like just a very unlikable set of players for me. So I'm not here. I'm not here for that organization. I fuck with George Kittle and kind of Purdy. Purdy's all right in terms of the fact that like I think the most dislikable thing about Purdy is more the way people talk about him. It's not necessarily him. Um, but yeah, I'm not a fan. Hand off to Debo. Yo, somebody please get him on the ground. So they blow the play dead, which means it's on the offense. Who do you? I think you hit send a little too early in the sentence. Which coach do you respect the most? Oh, Debo's hurt. What happened? Oh, it's his hand, his elbow. Did Purdy get the contract yet? No, that's coming soon. Which coach do you respect the most? Andy Reid. And it's Andy Reid and then a big drop off after that. But I think sometimes people think that as an Eagles fan you might not like Andy Reid, but no, I have a strong amount of respect for him. I still like him as a coach. And the thing I like the most about him is, okay, before I explain why, I think just to break down how I look at sports generally, um, I think the most impressive thing in sports is being able to do what you do under any circumstance. Um, so a player who can thrive under any situation, I think that's amazing. A coach that can coach in any situation, I think that's amazing. And with Andy Reid, I've just seen him thrive with so many different quarterbacks. Like players, of course, yes. Literally teams, yes. But specifically quarterbacks. I have seen him win playoff games with backups. I've seen him have so many coaches come from under his organization. I just think he's a phenomenal coach. And I think he thoroughly deserves what he's experiencing right now, but also he's created this for himself. I think over the course of his career, he's failed so much, but he's had so many opportunities to learn from failure that he's actually stumbled into something really great right now. And he's evaluated so many quarterbacks, gotten so many evaluations right. I mean, of course, he finally nailed a home run. So, right, I think he's also a great case for somebody failing but learning and growing from it. So, Andy Reid definitely takes the cake for me. But after this play, I'll start to think for other ones. Purdy, a good ball here to Ayuk, and they're creeping up into field goal range, and I'm not a happy person. What else do we have? From a coaching standpoint, I'm going through all the teams right now. Hand off to Debo. Debo runs into a crowd, takes a shot. I respect D'Amico Ryans. I was a fan of him as a player. Oh, he's not coaching right now, but I really like Mike Vrabel. Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers coach. I respect him. Oh, Kevin Connell. Whoa, which one is it? The Vikings coach. I respect him. I really like him as a play caller. 2nd and 9 for San Fran at the Seahawks 40. They dial up a screen for use check, and the timing of that play just isn't right. Incompletion. So big 3rd and 9 here. A sack. Here's my thing. I don't think San Fran kicks a 58-yard field goal with a backup kicker. So I think for that reason, maybe they don't even necessarily go for the 9 yards here on 3rd down. Even a 5-6 yards makes this a kickable field goal. But if they get no yards or negative yards, that's a backbreaker for San Fran on this drive. Timeout for San Fran. Oh, these are really good options. I respect both of these coaches as well, McVay and Dan Campbell. And I know I've mentioned a couple coaches from your division, but I think what LaFleur did with Malik Willis was really impressive. So it's funny. I talk about what I talk about with Andy Reid and a coach being able to thrive under any circumstance. I thought what LaFleur did with Malik Willis was really impressive. Coaching up a quarterback that had only been there for a couple weeks, completely changing the game plan, basically pulling out a new playbook with all kinds of quarterback designed runs and coaching a couple wins with Malik Willis. I thought that was sensational. So That earned my respect for LaFleur. Who else is here? I respect Todd Bowles for sure. I think he's seen a lot and done a lot. Has a Super Bowl, not as a head coach, but as a coach, generally, I respect him. And you know what it is? I do respect Shanahan. I'm not a fan, but I respect him. Whoa, I missed third down. I just see it's 4th and 9, so I'm happy, but I missed third down looking at these coaches on or looking at my phone screen to look at the different coaching options. But whatever Seattle did to get into 4th down, kudos to them. I do think San Francisco is not going to kick a field goal here. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, they're punting. They're punting. So this is awesome. This is Seattle, after playing all these games, finally gets the ball back down 6. Oh, what a great punt. You're right. W punt. W punt. So Geno Smith has an Hey, it's all about how you look at life, glass half empty versus glass half full perspectives. Some of you will say the Seahawks unfortunately have to start at their own 3. That's a shame. What I say, though, is that Geno Smith has the opportunity to pull off a 97-yard game-winning drive, man. How many chances do you get to do that in life? Probably not many, right? So he's got to take advantage of this great opportunity. Let's see. So the Seahawks have less yards, less time of possession, and more turnovers, but they have a chance to win the game. I wonder how often it happens where a team with less yards, less time of possession, and more turnovers, how often they win the game. I'm looking for other statistical disadvantages. But yeah, the game is back. They got the camera on number 33. Who is that? Oh, that's the punt returner who the ball went off of. That's a fumble. Can't believe they missed that. Oh, and then if Seattle wins, then the Niners fans can cry more. Oh, that'd be awesome. First down. Quick pass to Kenneth Walker to the flat, picks up 6 yards. They get out of the shoulders of the... What the hell? Oh my God. I just mixed up... I mixed together shadows and goalposts into shoulders somehow. But they get out of the shadows of the goalposts, out of their own end zone. 2nd and 4 from the 9-yard line. 9 minutes to go. The clock is running. Geno Smith, quick throw to the left, wide receiver screen to Tyler Lockett, who gets the first down. So we got quick plays dialed up for Geno Smith. I love this play design so far. Remember, if you guys remember the last drive, Nick Bosa just took the drive over and stopped the Seahawks 3 times in a row on his own. These kind of plays that they're dialing up now, you really take Nick Bosa out of the game because there's nothing he can do this quickly. This is the 3 for 3 now. This is the 3rd play in a row. Drop back, quick throw for Geno Smith, taking Nick Bosa right out of the game. So it looks like they're going to get this clock to run under 8 minutes when they snap this play. Or not. It looks like they're actually hurrying up to run this quickly. Another quick play, 4 for 4, wide receiver screen to DK Metcalf for about 5 yards. Oh, no. Oh, no. I saw the rip before I saw the flag. No. Holding. Was it the receiver? Oh, my God. Rookie tight end Barner. He just yelled, that's fucking bullshit. All right, let's see. Yeah, you grabbed the shoulder pad, buddy. Oh, that's so unnecessary, man. The rhythm you guys had going, you did not need to be in 1st and 18. Oh no, I'm seeing this before the play. I'm seeing this, the rip and the laughing before the play. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Barner. Who is that Barner guy? Oh my god, what's his first name? He ruined the vibes. He ruined the momentum. They were rolling. They were quick throws, not giving Geno too much of an opportunity to mess up. Oh my god. What the hell, man? This is truly awful stuff, people. Who is that number 0? I don't even know who that is. There goes the hate watch for sure. All right, how much time is left? I can't even end this early because I already committed to never doing that because of how the Bucks Falcons game ended. Okay, 7 minutes to go. We're just gonna. Yes, you had this experience already. Hate watching the Ravens. I am committed. I can't just leave, but I want to. Geno Smith just hit his own head with the tablet and then spiked the tablet into the ground. He just Gronk spiked the tablet. What you should have done is Gronk spiked the football, because if when you throw the football right into the ground, nobody on the other team can catch it. You know? You can't throw an interception if you spike the ball. Tom Brady move. Yes, actually, that felt like a flashback. It's a shame that Seattle had to waste these uniforms on a game like this. These uniforms do not deserve this. With that being said, I do think they also won a close game against Denver in these uniforms, so they don't actually do good things in these uniforms. Also, I also think they weren't a good football team when they wore these uniforms. Touchdown Niners, Kittle over the middle. Kittle over the middle. Well, this game is over. Thank you, Geno Smith, for ruining my hate watch. Actually, though, they're actually cooking. It's a good fake from Purdy, looking right and then throwing left. And they're going for 2 to make it a 14-point game. Blame the tight end. This is true. We're going to blame Barner as well. Purdy looks right, lobs it to the back of the end zone. There's a flag on the play, which is probably on the Seahawks. Oh, offside on the defense? Why are they running offsides on the 2-point conversions? They should run a quarterback sneak with like use check or something. So I'm surprised that there aren't designated sneakers in the day in the day and age of what Philadelphia does with the sneak. I'm surprised that there's not, because I know the Niners use the Niners. Oh shit. What a what a hit at the goal line. I know the Chiefs used to run quarterback sneaks with the backup tight end. I think stuff like that is good because random insight here, people. I'm a Canadian person. In the Canadian Football League, there used to be a thing when I was growing up, because I actually used to watch that league growing up. Some teams would have like designated like a third string quarterback that would come in just for sneaks, right? And the third string quarterback would be like 6'7", 260, like a big ass dude. Like there would be a whole Cam Newton third stringer that would just come in to just do a sneak. That's it. When he stepped into the game, you knew what was happening. But because he was so big and strong, he was just gonna get it. So I'm surprised that these, like a team like the Niners, you're not going to execute a good sneak with Purdy, but why not have a third stringer that can just move a motherfucker in a sneak situation? Because the way Philadelphia runs it is so automatic, and just somehow, some way, no other teams have figured out how to replicate it. And I think a start would be to get other positional players or just like a big quarterback, because the most unique thing that Philadelphia has is a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds. So I don't know. Maybe you get a tight end that can squat 600 pounds and just learn, teach him how to just take a snap and see what you can do with these sneaks. Probably because of not wanting to pay him unpredictability. But that's the thing. Like what the Eagles have shown is that the predictability side of things is fine. If you're good enough at it, it actually doesn't matter how predictable it is. You just have to get good enough at it. No creative play calling in Philly. This is true. This is true. It's been a rough watch for the last year and a half. Watching these play callers. Yo, you guys have seen the meme, right? Of I forget what superhero it is, but it's a cartoon superhero laying in bed with a picture frame, putting his hand against the picture frame. That's me and Shane Steichen sometimes. I just hold up a picture of Shane Steichen. I'm like, fuck. We used to have a real general running the offense. It's Wolverine, right? Okay, cool. Bet. You guys both knew. But yeah, they're just showing the replay of the touchdown celebration. Is use check. Kittle didn't even come up with it. Use check is like, dog, our partners are right there. Let's get some brownie points. Wait, why is Laviska Shenault not returning kicks? The hell? Whoa. You guys seeing these stats? Nick Bosa has 8 pressures on 19 matchups against Stone Forsyth. That is criminal. That's criminal. You have to not let that happen. 8 pressures on 19 snaps against that right tackle? He has to get chipped every single time. Under no circumstances can you let him wreck a game like that. Chipped, double teamed. Finally, they start. Actually, oh my God, they chipped 56. Who's 56? Which Niners pass rusher is 56? I just saw Noah Fant chip the person that was rushing on the right side of the line, which I figured would be Bosa, considering the way he's dominating the right tackle. But they put him on the left tackle, and they chipped some random guy. Okay, I'm actually gonna watch that. We're now officially on Nick Bosa chip watch. Nick Bosa is on the left tackle, and he does not get chipped. Geno Smith, check down to Njigba. Picks up 5 yards. They have all 3 timeouts, but like you figure that they need to score in the next 2 minutes for them to really give themselves a realistic shot at getting the ball back. Because I think if they give San Francisco the ball back and San Francisco just needs 1 first down to win the game, I think that's too much to ask for of your defense. Wait, you see, King says, "Damn." You know what, King? Let's play a game. When you see the play, react in the chat as quickly as you can. What's going to happen is I'm going to see it before I see the play. And then I'm going to try to guess the play based on your reaction. I do this. I've done this actually in the past when I'm streaming with somebody on the live stream who's ahead of me. Yeah, he's getting cooked. That right tackle is getting smoked. Okay, I'm watching for the reaction. OMG. Okay, this is a first down. 15 yards. I'm thinking. Okay, ball gets snapped. Geno Smith. Oh, it's not 15 yards. It's a touchdown. Oh no, damn, that's the penalty. Oh, the penalty's on Seattle. The penalty's on Seattle, isn't it? Oh, the penalty's against Seattle. Oh no. The hell is Bills Jets doing? Get off the screen. Yeah, so King, this is a fun game. I like it. Illegal shift. Let's see the illegal shift too. I bet it had nothing to do with anything. Of course, I mean, illegal shifts never have anything to do with anything. They're just illegal. Wait. Okay, sweet. I think they get the first down here. Oh yeah, Bobo gets the first down. Hell yeah. I think I'm 3 for 3 with all my predictions. Of like 4 for 4, maybe even on all my predictions based on King's comments. Okay, they're going hurry up. I'm looking in the chat. Calm play. Okay, 3 yards. Okay, they got 7. You know what's interesting too is the way our timing is going. King will put his comment literally 2 seconds before the ball snapped. How confident are you in the ref's accuracy? Oh, minimal confidence. No confidence. Oh, nah. Okay, this is a sack. Oh, nah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's crazy. That actually organically happened as well. Oh, wow. Wait, hold on. How does that count as he got the first down and then lost yardage? Or is this third down? Don't tell me this is third down. Oh my God, it's 3rd and 2. It's a penalty on Seattle, isn't it? It's 3rd and 7. Bro, this guy had the first down by 7 yards, and they're in 3rd and 7. Bro, send this team to the G League. I don't care that there's no G League for football. Create one just for them. 67 is terrible. But I think 67 is their left tackle, right? Both tackles are getting smoked. This is a vintage Seattle team. Okay, Kenneth Walker. Lucky ad play. Nice. Okay. 5 yards? Oh, no. Damn. 12, 13 yards. All right. Looks like San Fran is trying to engage in some time wasting by trying to smack the ball out of Lockett's hands. Call it 15 yards on him. Call 15 yards. I'd love to see it. Oh, no. He missed Kenneth Walker. Oh, no. A blown coverage. Okay. Sounds like 2 yards or an incompletion. Oh, I was spot on. I was spot on. You got 2 yards. Second and 8. Geno Smith check down. Great. Okay, that's a first down. Yep, got the first down. All right, they have to run this quickly because I still think they got to get into the end. You know what? It's too late. Like they're gonna get it. They're gonna give San Fran the ball back in a situation where it's first down and the game is over anyways. So at this point, they've missed the bus. They can just take their time. Geno Smith, drop touchdown. Not necessarily dropped. It would have been a hard catch, but Lockett can't bring it in. Two minutes. Yeah, 2-minute warning. So I wonder if they do an onside kick and fail, you could presume that the Niners get the ball at like the 46, 47. So even if they don't get a first down, they could kick a 55-yard kick for the game, but they have a backup kicker. I don't think they would. So yeah, you can onside, and then if you don't get it, hope for a 3 and out. You might get the ball with the whole field to go. What the fuck was that? Bad incompletion. Yeah, it was a pass that had no chance of being caught. So is it just me, or does Geno Smith love that one throw at this part of the field? Like lobbing the ball into the corner, because he did it to JSN unsuccessfully, and then he did it to DK Metcalf when his toe barely touched the paint, and then he did it there. It feels like a lot of his throws in this part of the field, like his favorite one is the lob throw to the corner, and it only ever works to DK. Oh, another lob throw to Metcalf. So he just likes lobbing it into the back of the end zone and just giving one of his guys a jump ball opportunity. It's not good quarterback play. It's just not good quarterback play. See, I think Seattle messed up last year not getting a quarterback from picking that high. They got Devon Witherspoon, who's very good, but I thought I talked about this back then, and some of these conversations are part of the reason why I wanted to do content. But my feeling is the kind of team Seattle has, if you're picking at the top of the draft, or not at the top, but fifth overall, because of the Russell Wilson trade, you have to get a quarterback because you'll never be bad enough to get a good quarterback again. Geno Smith is going to keep you from having a top draft pick. The rest of your roster is good enough. You're never going to have a top draft pick, but you're not going to be able to get a good quarterback either. I felt like they had to get a quarterback in that draft. And they didn't get one, and I think they're going to pay for it. Geno throws a touchdown here to Lockett. One could argue a bit of a push off, but Savvy Vet does just enough to not get called. So we got another extra point from Myers. And this will be a 5-point game with an onside kick to come for Seattle. They have 3 timeouts, so with a 3 and out, they could get this ball back. But if they were to get a 3 and out, they would probably, if I'm doing some math here, they would get the ball back with about 125, no timeouts, and the whole field to go. Because I'm assuming that the Niners will punt it from that point. So it would take a lot. It would take a lot for Seattle to make this comeback. But that being said, Seattle special teams did get a kickoff return earlier. So, you never know. Maybe their special teams comes through again. If they get a kickoff return and an onside kick in the same game, the special teams coach needs a raise. Needs a big raise. Also, guys, I don't think I had a camera freeze today on Google Chrome. I probably shouldn't say that and jinx it, but it is the case. Wait a second. They're not doing an onside kick. Oh, King. They're probably thinking about what I just talked through, right? Because your chances of, I'll put it this way, right? Your chances of getting an onside kick are almost nothing. And when you do that, you're trading away yardage. With what they're doing now, a 3 and out gets them the ball back at a much better part of the field. So they're basically saying, let's forego the 2% chance we could get the ball. For the benefit of, if we force a 3 and out, we're going to get much better field position for sure. So it's an interesting thought process. We'll see if it works. Yeah, I'm happy. Maybe Google Chrome needed to see that I was willing to go to Firefox for it to get its shit together. It's like, now that I know you're serious about leaving. Well, shit. Oh, this is a long run, isn't it? Yeah, it's a long run. Isaac Garendo. Oh my God, I dropped him in fantasy. And he kneeled in bounds. Oh, but tell me how I got that perfectly right. You said, well, shit. And I said, yeah, that's a long run. That's what that smells like to me. Mike McDonald, defensive guru, with the game on the line, gives up an 80-yard run. Oh my God. To a rookie 6th round pick. Imagine there's holding that they didn't call. What are they going to do here? Just hand it off and stay in bounds? So they're going to kick a field goal with like 40 seconds to go up 8. You know what, though? At least the hate watch was like this little stretch run here. It wasn't that bad. By the way, King, are there any out-of-division teams you hate? We got a handoff here on 2nd and goal to use check. Oh my God, he's gonna score. Seattle's defense is pathetic. Damn, Debo's just jumping in like Debo just randomly jumps into that crowd. Okay, now I can officially end this stream. Like, I'm not leaving early. This game's actually over. Shout out to everybody that tapped in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out. We're going to be back on Sunday for Sunday Night Football, Giants Bengals, to talk about that game and all the football that's going to happen on Sunday. So I hope to see you guys there. Hope you guys had as much fun today watching the stream as I had giving it to you. And hopefully we have more fun on Sunday. I'll see you guys then. You guys have a good night.